I have to admit, the case study of Vanitas episode 21 was a little bit chaotic. It was kind of all over the place. We have literally kind of like 3 different stories being told at the same time, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Well, I guess technically Domi's story really does feel like that was pretty much it, but I was not expecting to start to get into Vanitas's past. That just came out of nowhere. Hey, we're doing this, and it's like, are we really going to be able to cover that much content in literally, 4 episodes? I guess that would work, but yeah, I was not expecting that. I guess I should have expected that Mikhail would be Vanitas, or at least 71, and Vanitas's brother. But yeah, that was okay. Okay, we'll go with that. But yeah, I guess to put things in row, Domi was looking for Jean at some point, and she ends up bumping into Mikhail. It kind of insinuates that Mikhail has the ability to kind of to see and to draw out memories within people. Because the moment that he bumps into Domi, he starts to say that you're crying, you're poor you. And Domi begins to start thinking about all these memories with Noe and Louis. So interesting there. I'm not sure if they'll get more into that, but obviously it has indicated later on that obviously Mikhail has one of these books as well. One of these books of Vanitas, which again, kind of throws a big wrench into everything. And yeah, it seems like Mikhail's whole purpose is to essentially manipulate Domi to draw Noe out in order to force Noe, using Domi, to bite Vanitas to find out the secret that Vanitas would not tell Mikhail, which is, why did you kill father on that day? And he wants Noe to drink Vanitas's blood, pull those memories out, and to tell him, because it's something apparently he won't tell Mikhail. Vanitas seems very upset at the idea that Noe is going to Mikhail because, as we assume, he's going to find out the secrets about Vanitas. And as Mikhail puts it, you really know nothing about this guy, do you? How poor you. That seems to be his phrase, is poor you. But yes, during this whole kind of manipulation of Domi, we find out this further history of Domi, which I really like. I like to get this further perspective of the mindset of Domi. Obviously, we got the perspective of Noe during that entire time. He was obviously friends with Louis, and at some point, Louis becomes a curse bearer. Everybody starts killing each other, and then he loses Louis, and that destroys him. And like I said before, we already knew this idea that the two of them, both Noe and Domi, have sort of a mutual relationship, or relationship built on their past tragedy. But we never really got an idea of what kind of what's the mindset of Domi, I guess. And that was really interesting. The way they put it in this particular episode is this idea that she blamed herself for Noe having to see all that. It was almost odd because so much of her mindset wasn't so much on Louis. She obviously cared for Louis, but it seems like through that tragedy, and she was upset about it. She initially, when she comes to Noe with these stakes, she's really upset. It's really bothered her, even to the point when she's talking to her sister, which we meet this episode. She's puzzled by the fact that her sister's not bothered by the loss of Louis, and it comes to clear that it's because it seems like her mind so focuses on essentially blaming herself for Noe being involved that she that diverts her attention, and her sole focus becomes to helping Noe get better. He's broken because I chose to try to help this girl. He's broken because I brought him into the situation. He's broken because he had to see Louis die. He's like the only thing I have left throughout this whole situation, and he's broken because of me. And it almost seems like she tries to essentially become the replacement for Louis, which was kind of an interesting, I guess, twist to everything. Glad she didn't keep her hair cut. But yeah, she even goes so far as to cutting her own hair because Noe thought she was him. So yeah, that whole thing really broke my heart, kind of seeing how, I guess, how manipulated she was in this whole situation, but also how broken she was in the past. And again, it kind of solidifies that relationship that she has with Noe. Again, you can claim that it's just really a relationship built on a tragedy, that they wouldn't really be close to each other if it weren't for this commonality they both share. But they've always kind of found comfort in each other because they have this secret that both of them have experienced together. But yeah, getting insights into this random lady that's the sister was a little bit weird, I'm sure. I mean, we've seen her before, but to get this little perspective of her, she's, wow, not a good person. It gets in this whole aspect that Mikhail was like this twin of her, and that's a bad sign. Like, the first thing she claimed that something like it robs more than one life within the womb, but more of the aspect that they're kind of claiming that if there's twins, it's a bad omen. So they had to keep it a secret that Louis was her twin. But again, throwing in there this aspect of, wow, I wonder if we chose him instead of you, if he would have been more promising than her. A bad family, really bad family as we're getting. It also broke my heart how she kind of recalls this moment where she told Louis that she envies him because he gets to stay at this one place, and it was technically the place that he was stuck because they had to keep him a secret, and so she really regrets that. It just, everything about that past was just heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking the first time they showed it, and I was kind of going, crap, we're going to just show all this again? But no, we got a whole different perspective of it, and it was really, like I said, heartbreaking. But yeah, jumping into 71, Mikhail, that was, like I said before, a big shocker. I really wasn't expecting us to get into Vanitas' past now. I mean, for one, it's the tail end of this season, and two, I honestly thought this was going to be something that was going to be way later, but honestly, eventually they're going to have to get into it, and I'm glad they're finally getting into it, because this has been one of those big secrets throughout the entire series that they never really want to touch, but they want to tease it a lot. I mean, they teased it throughout the entire time they were at that research lab, and Vanitas kept saying, no, you don't drink my blood, don't get involved, don't look at this. And so now we're finally seeing that, and it's outside of the bounds of Vanitas. I almost thought the moment that Noe was, or Mikhail was telling Noe to drink his blood, otherwise he was going to make Domi drop. And I'm like, please don't. Please don't. I was going to shut off the show if Domi dropped. But no, it's like I was expecting Vanitas to jump in there and say, no, don't drink his blood, and then it just stopped that point. But no, they're getting into it. They literally have started it. We're starting to get into this past of at least Mikhail, which shows this whole situation where they saved them from this vampire. The vampire was drinking the blood of his mother. Roland shows up at some point and stops him from going in this one room and explains that they saved him from a vampire. And he's like, no, the vampire was a good person. They saved my mom from this evil monster that was within inside of her. She looked so happy when he was drinking her blood. Oh, it was a little bit warped there, but I love seeing Roland again. Seeing Roland in this past scene was really great. Like, every time Roland's on the screen, I get super happy now. But yeah, this little goofy, she's like, it's a talking mummy. He's like, I'm gonna eat you. It was such a cute little scene. But yeah, as he's taking her to where she needs to go, yeah, he gets pulled away, and that's when the doctor comes in and whisks her away back to his research lab, and that's how he ended up there. And yeah, Moreau comes up and says, take care of this one, and that's where apparently Mikhail first met Vanitas, and it's when it stops. So shoot, we're gonna get some crazy stuff going forward, and I'm super excited for it. I'm really glad to finally get the full story of 71 and 69, or Vanitas and Mikhail. That's been something they've been really just piecemealing and really teasing for a long time now. So to finally get that perspective is going to be great. The question's going to be, is it going to live up to why Vanitas is so secretive about it? Will whatever happened, will the situation with his father, all that stuff, will that be important enough to justify it? Because we know from Vanitas' perspective, and what we've been told so far, is that Vanitas was 69, Mikhail was 71. They were at this lab. At some point, Vanitas came and rescued the two of them, whisked them away, and they were starting to be taught things. Eventually, it does seem like both Vanitas and Mikhail was given one of these books. They were trained on some stuff from their father, who was Vanitas, assumingly, and this other lady, which I believe was Luna. Luna was the other person. And then at some point, at least when Mikhail is saying, Vanitas killed their father, Vanitas. So again, I hope it's going to live up to the expectations they've kind of built on it. Why would Vanitas be so against anybody knowing his past? Why wouldn't he tell why he killed the father? All that kind of stuff I'm hoping gets explained in a way that makes sense to the direness they've been placing on it. And I hope this doesn't turn to one of those things where we're going to get a picture of Mikhail and Vanitas in this research lab, and the point in which they get whisked away by their father, that they get to some point where it's going to lead up to the explanation of what happened, and then Vanitas stops him. like he's drinking the blood, and he's getting like this played out storyline and a timeline, and then it's going to get to that point in the story, and then the film is going to rip. I'm gonna be so annoyed because it's gonna play out this idea that like he's getting a film of timeline just seeping into his drinking of the blood. No, please don't. But I could totally see them teasing that, because I kind of assumed that eventually the point in which we'd get that history from Vanitas would be from him. At some point, Noe would drink Vanitas's blood. So I'm almost wondering if it's going to be a tease, like we're not going to get that knowledge. But I guess to that point, Mikhail is only letting Noe drink his blood so he knows who Vanitas is. Mikhail doesn't have the knowledge in his memories of why Vanitas killed their father. So Mikhail still will want that information, and that might be Noe biting Vanitas, but we never know. We'll see. But yeah, excellent episode. Again, I'm super excited to get into Vanitas's past. I really wasn't expecting this, and I'm really looking forward to it. Getting more Roland was great. Mikhail as a kid was really cute. I'll admit that. And yes, Domi, oh gosh, I break for her so bad. I break for her so bad. But anyway, that's my thoughts on episode 21 of the case study of Vanitas. We have, again, 3 more episodes. I'm really hoping this really gets to a solid stopping point and we get a lot of reveals in that meantime. But the way that they're pacing things, again, it feels like it should be fast and it's too high paced, but it's still a lot of information. I'm just eating up every bit of it. Looking forward to more. Hope you guys will join me for that next impressions. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down below, comment, let me know about the episode, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video if you can, support us on Patreon or through our tips link in the description below. Definitely appreciate everybody that does. And again, there's a Discord link down there so you can join our Discord. If you want to talk about this show or anything else anime related and you love anime, join us there, and y'all take care.